Hey everybody, it's Margot.
Guys, I'm such a fucking actress.
And Lydia.
Strong black woman over here.
But you already know why we're here.
Pop off, sis.
I went commando on public transportation, huh?
Oh my god.
I love a good lazy river.
Because I'm lazy and I like water.
Pop off, sis.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hungover right now.
The content you may not want but deserve.
Pop off.
I think I popped off about that.
You popped off.
Pop off, sis!
Hello everybody. Welcome back. Hi.
Oh, I missed hearing you sing that.
I missed you, Lydia. I would just like to give a quick disclaimer. Okay. I decided I want to hold this. That's not the disclaimer. My quick disclaimer is that the fact that we haven't been uploading consistently is entirely my fault.
No.
And Lydia plays no part in this. It is my fault, and I take full blame and full responsibility. So I apologize for that. I was just vacationing and going around, even though I was supposed to be working. And you know, sometimes life gets the best of you and you forget to plan. This is why I need Lydia, because Lydia reminds me that I need to plan. Okay, that's my disclaimer.
I appreciate your disclaimer. It couldn't be further from the truth. I needed the break myself. But honestly, I feel like, do you know those podcasts you listen to that are like your favorite and then they skip an episode or they like skip a week and you're like sad? That's how I felt. I feel like our few viewers missed us. I'm going to say it.
Lydia, did I tell you this already?
What?
Did
I
I
tell
tell
you?
you?
You didn't tell me what it's about. How do I know if you told me?
Did I tell you that when my brother and his girlfriend were visiting, they said that one of their friends from Oregon, because they originally met at a summer camp in Oregon, one of their friends from Oregon, when he saw them, said, "Pop off, sis." And
No.
he was going on about how he watches the show
No, you didn't tell me.
in freaking Oregon. And this man is a, like chill snowboarder, surfer vibe, like out in the wilderness. And he is listening to our show. So you know what? I don't know his name, but shout out if you are watching right now. Respect. Thank you for being one of our 9 viewers. We really appreciate it, because I did not think anyone was listening. So
This is your brother's friend?
Yes. And not even super close friend. They see each other maybe once a year. So
Shout out to you. We will find out your name, but thank you is what we have to say. You're loyal.
thank you.
Oh my gosh, love that. We love the random listeners. It's like we're local celebs. Like, I love my supporters. They're not fans, they're friends. But indeed, we are back. We will try our best to be consistent. Like you said, Margot, things happen, life happens, and we will tell you about it as it happens. And boy, do we have some catching up to do.
We do indeed, because if I may just hop into my rose this week. Let me just jump right in, dive into the deep end, as I say. Wow, my energy is really off the charts today. My life update, my rose, is that I am moving to New York City, baby. I have a September 7th start date, and the apartment hunt has been stressful. It has been strenuous, but I think I may have found my place. Got 2 roommates, met neither of them before, but they both seem like lovely people. One of them has a cat named Jane Fonda, and I think that told me everything I needed to know about her, because that is simply amazing. The apartment would be located in East Harlem, and 2 bathrooms, 3 bedroom, looks like a nice little spot, cozy little place. No washer dryer, it's hard to come by, but a dishwasher. That's pretty unique for New York City,
Oh wow, yes.
I will take the dishwasher. and some nice natural lighting. Now, listen, I have put down a deposit and we have sent in an application. Doesn't mean we're approved, and we certainly have not signed the lease yet. So I'm knocking on wood because there is a strong possibility that we could be straight up rejected. But I'm going to put positive vibes into the air and say that we're going to get this apartment.
Yes.
Because the real estate in New York, an apartment gets listed one day and it's taken 2 days later. So it's been a crazy process. I've been learning about it. It's stressful. If you have questions and you are also looking to move, you can ask me. I don't know much, but I'm understanding the process a little bit as I go. And anyways, I've been talking for like 10 minutes straight, but I am just so excited to be moving to New York. And honestly, why do I get the feeling that Lydia and I will see each other more when I live in New York than when I live in DC?
I know. I was just thinking that, because now I have a place to visit and exciting trips. Like, love a travel day. So that is definitely possible, to be honest. Well, first of all, cheers to you.
Cheers!
Raise a freaking glass. So proud. That is amazing.
You got to sip afterwards. Bad luck.
I know it's bad luck and we got to look at each other, but I already sipped. Oops. That is huge. And we were talking about this before, but it's like crazy when your actual desires and dreams are like becoming true plans. It's almost like hard to fathom and realize, but I hope you know that that's exactly what's happening here. You wanted to move to New York. You wanted to be on Broadway, which is now a real fact that's going to happen, and that plan is set in motion, and it's not from anything other than your own hard work. And like I said, you just graduated like 2 seconds ago, and look what you're doing already. So I couldn't be more proud. This is crazy.
Thank you, Lynn. And just to touch on that real quick, it is true. Like, I was in New York a week or two ago. I went to visit the last theater company that I was interning for. And so I like hopped on the subway and I went to Grand Central, and I took the train from Grand Central to Connecticut. And I was texting Jake and I was like, I know once I move here, like taking the subway and going to Grand Central and taking a train from Grand Central is just going to seem like regular life. It's going to seem monotonous. But today it feels like the coolest thing in the world. Like, I feel like the coolest person on the planet to be able to like just casually like take the great train from Grand Central and know where I'm going. And he gave a really good response. And he was like, if you always appreciate the little things, it'll never seem monotonous and it will always seem special. And so that's the mindset I'm going to try to keep. I know like so many people warn you before you move to New York, like New York will like chew you up and spit you out, and it can be a really harsh place. But I like to think with my sometimes overly optimistic personality that can be detrimental, that I will always find some optimism, even if my career doesn't pan out the way that I planned it, it'll pan out the way that it's supposed to.
I think you just dropped like 3 or 4 quotes of the day in that response, but you're absolutely right. And all you can do is try, because what's the alternative? You know, you stay home wondering what if. And this is the time of our life to take leaps like that, and you're doing it. And I know how excited you are. So, woo! That's all I can say. Don't cry. It's like, that's another reason, reason number 5,000,007, that I'm so happy we have this podcast. Just think like you're gonna look back on this in like 10 years and be like, wow, this is the summer before I was getting ready to leave for New York, and this is how I was feeling. And now I have to turn down the 50th agent that's called me for a new role on Broadway because I'm too damn busy with freaking the newest play, I don't know, that you're starring in. So it's just,
yes.
Wow. It's like, it's monumental. Soak it in, enjoy every moment. You're working so hard, I know, but just try to enjoy every single second.
Oh, thanks, Lynn. Okay, I'm gonna shut up about me. I'm gonna shut up about me and now have you tell me about you so we can brag about you for a little bit.
I wish we could brag about me. There's really nothing much. I mean, work is work, guys. Like, the world is crazy. That's all I have to say. In better news, my cousin had a baby, her first baby girl she had, and that has been like thank you. That's been like the excitement lately. She had yeah, and she named her after our grandmother, which nobody knew, so it was like very special and unexpected. And so we're like all emotional about that. But so I've just been soaking up every picture I can get because they live in Pennsylvania. But what else is going on? I haven't done much traveling lately. I'm going to Corolla, North Carolina in a few weeks for like a beach week, but with family, so that's probably the wrong way to say it. But
That's so fun.
Margot, do you remember how I was telling you how I was like a gym rat or starting to be?
Yes.
It's gotten even more intense, Margot. Listen to this. I am up to 4 days a week in the gym, Monday through Thursday. I go to body pump on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 a.m.
Dang.
And I go to spin class at 5. What time is it at? 5:30 to 6:15 a.m. Tuesday.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Lydia, that is so awesome. That is so
Yeah.
freaking awesome. And I think you should know that I have started doing absolutely nothing. So we haven't even traded because I think you're doing more than I was doing before, but that is so awesome. Look
Thank
at you.
you.
You're a little disciplined, hardworking woman.
Yeah, I think thank you. It's just becoming like a release, and I feel like I'm like I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I'm reading a self-help book now. I just started. It's called Atomic Habits, and it's supposed to like teach you about good habits and like ways to implement structure and such. And I'm also reading Hunter Biden's memoir, Beautiful Things. It's all about his cocaine addiction. Don't really know the relevance of that. But
I want to read that.
Also, you know how like you're drinking beer, but I'm having a little white peach tequila margarita.
Oh, okay.
And you know when you like take I've literally, this is my first glass, but you take like a certain sip and everything is just like, hello. What is that? It's
What do you mean?
I'm literally on one glass and I'm halfway done.
You mean you're like feeling it?
I don't think so, but it's just like in the sip I was like feeling it.
Sometimes a sip burns like a little extra, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's just like the right amount. And if you haven't really like eaten recently, then
Fair.
it's like it's that sip that will like kick it in a little more. Because you know, like the first drink, you pass a certain threshold where you start feeling it, where you go from like, oh, I'm just sipping alcohol to being like, oh, I'm sipping alcohol. You know, so that's probably what happened.
Right. You're right. I'm just, we're in August. We want to feel the vibes. Oh, you're going to love this. Guess what season we're heading into, Margot?
Fall.
Correct. You would be correct. But what else happens in the fall?
Is this about zodiac signs?
No.
Oh, what happens in the fall? Okay.
Shout out a moment though for zodiac signs. Now that you say that, like I just hope you realize Sagittarius are the best sign. Like everyone, it's not a bias thing. Everyone agrees we have the best sign. I'm just letting you know.
Well, I mean, I would agree with that. I do not follow any of that stuff, but I would say because I am a Sagittarius and because you are a Sagittarius, I would have to concur with that statement.
Everyone has a Sagittarius friend or family member that they love. Like we're adventurous, we're funny as hell, and we are curious, but we just get along with everyone. Like we can be blunt, which I'm learning. We can be blunt. Our delivery can be off, even though our intentions are always amazing. But just know that like, if you're ever feeling down, just know like we are the superior sign. Anyway,
I'm learning so much about myself right now. I love it.
Don't change the subject. What comes with fall comes with the NFL, which comes with the Ravens.
Woo! Go Ravens! Go Ravens! Go Ravens!
Yes. So just know Ravens talk is coming back, baby. I know you missed it.
Yeah. Yes. I was very invested.
Okay. So yeah, I guess those are my updates. Nothing crazy. Let's get into our whatever's next. Let me go to our script.
We got some topics. We're gonna start. I know we're a few weeks behind because because I messed up my scheduling and forgot I was flying to France. And then I was like, the time's changed. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're a bit off, but we're going to talk about the Bachelorette, which wrapped like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. A little bit ago. Lydia, you told me you had an update I wasn't going to like. So I would actually like to hear that first.
I'm so nervous. Okay. Remember how when we recorded last time, you were trying to convince me to watch the hometowns at least, because I said I was losing interest, and you said the hometowns would probably be interesting.
Yes.
Margot, I have not watched a lick of The Bachelorette since the last time we recorded.
I'm going to have to take a sip. Take a sip. So you do not know any of the Greg, Katie, Blake tea.
Okay, this is what I know. I know Greg said I love you to Katie. Katie was like, she didn't say the same thing back. And I know Blake is our beloved winner. That's all I know.
Lydia, you missed some pure reality TV cringeworthy goodness. This is why you have to start watching it at Hometowns. Honestly, you could skip all the other parts and start watching it at Hometowns. But yes, you missed an explosive Katie Greg fight. You missed Katie saying that Greg after the final rose that Greg is a gaslighter and that he gaslit her, and saying that he never loved her, because when they had this talk, you are correct. He said, "I love you." And her response was, "I like looking at your face."
Oh. Yikes.
But to be fair, she had already set a boundary where she was like, "I'm not going to tell anyone I love them until the final rose, because I just don't want to give that away." Anyways, it seems it could be a bad edit, because the former Bachelorette, Rachel, the first ever Black Bachelorette, got a similar edit where she was really vibing with like her runner-up, and then her runner-up was like, "I don't want to get engaged," and she ended up getting engaged to this guy Brian, who she's now married to. But everyone was like, she settled, like she didn't actually like Brian, because of the way they had edited it for the whole season. Her runner-up Peter had gone the first one-on-one, and the whole season it seemed like they were gonna end up together. And that's kind of how it was with Katie and Greg. Like from the first episode, like right off the bat, it seemed like Greg was getting the best edit and that she was gonna end up with him, and then she ended up with Blake. So everyone's like, "Oh, her and Blake aren't really in love, and she doesn't really actually care." And honestly, like a lot of it is bullshit. But I will say, on after the final rose, the reaction she had was really like, she was fuming at Greg. And I was like, listen, I fumed at men even when I'm in a happy place. So like, I relate. But if you're really over somebody and you're engaged to somebody new, would you really be that mad at someone who broke things off, know?
True.
Questionable.
Yeah. That's all I was like. I heard commentary, I just wasn't watching, and most people thought that Greg was gonna win. So I was curious from you, like, are you happy that it's Blake, and do you think it will last?
I would say they have like very good sexual chemistry, but I think the way they were edited, I never thought, "Oh, Blake seems like the best option." I thought either Michael A., the guy who had the kid, or Greg were like the people she had the, biggest connection with. However, there's so much that goes into the editing that, like I could be totally off base. Maybe she's super happy, but I would say, I think they'll date for a while, but I don't think they'll get married.
Wow.
To be honest.
Well, my whole thing about Blake, I love Blake, but at the same time, what is this, his third season he's on? So the authenticity piece for me is not there. I think he just wants to be on the show. But he seems sweet, a little Canadian Blake. But interesting. Did they do like the, what's it called? Not the fantasy suite. Is it the fantasy suite?
Mm-hmm.
When they have the night to have sex. What's that
where
called?
they have the boom boom room?
Yeah, the boom boom room.
Yes, they did.
Smush room for our Jersey Shore fans.
Oh my gosh, yes. They did. Like I didn't watch every single part of every single episode, so I'm trying to remember. That feels like such a long time ago, but
oh wow, okay.
All I know is that Katie and Blake are together. Greg is like the whole world is split about Greg. Half the people are like, he was right to be so upset and to choose to leave after her reaction to him saying I love you. And the other half of the world is saying he's a gaslighter and he's toxic and manipulative. So, you know, it's been a crazy time.
I got you. Well, are you happy in the end that you kept up and you watched everything?
Yes, but I will tell you what I'm more happy about, and this is kind of jumping forward. Bachelor in Paradise, which, by the way, Lydia, this is your show.
Oh,
This is your show. I already know, like, you were like, oh, The Bachelorette is always the same thing. The Bachelor is always the same thing. Bachelor in Paradise is always good for drama. If you want the maximum amount of drama and unexpectedness, watch Bachelor in Paradise. And something I'll say really quick, David Spade is now hosting, the comedian. And first of all, he's so funny. I love that he's there. Much better vibe than better vibe than Chris Harrison. My beer is kicking in. But it was so funny. Someone came down to the beach and they came onto the show and they looked at David Spade and they go, "Hey, Dave." And in my head, I went, does she think that's Dave Chappelle?
Oh no, we have bigger problems if that's the fact.
Because I was like, maybe I'm totally off wrong. You know, his name is David. That's not that far off from Dave.
Right.
Maybe she thinks, but I was also like, Dave Chappelle is another comedian. So maybe she thought it was Dave Chappelle.
He's also tall and black. And
I know.
David Spade is also short and white.
And white.
Shaggy hair. But, you know, maybe she has poor vision and we can't discriminate.
We can't discriminate.
So you're right. Maybe I need to watch this because that sounds like a moment in and of itself. Because I don't think he's ever gone by Dave Spade.
I don't think so either. I could be wrong. Anyways, enough about the Bachelor franchise because you haven't been watching.
I'm sorry. That's my disclaimer.
Here.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's get into this White Lotus HBO show that I have not watched now. So now we flip-flopped.
We flip-flopped, yes. Well, I just suggest you watch it. So there's this show on HBO. You know, Margot, you know HBO has the content. Like, they come out with hit show after hit show. We got The Undoing. We got the freaking The Murder, Your Dirter. What was the Kate Winslet show? I'm blanking on.
Murder, Dirter. It was the Mayor of Easttown.
Thank you, Mayor of Easttown. Like, the acting is not average. It's quite above that. But the latest show was this summer show called The White Lotus, and it's kind of like Clue or Mafia vibes. Like somebody's a bad apple and you don't know who it is, and it's kind of like game show-esque. Like a game, not game show, but like a game that you can't quite figure out. A mystery, but also funny. And I think they advertised it as like a satire on really wealthy Americans. And so it's a bunch of different families and couples on vacation in Hawaii, and some shit goes down. And the main stars are Connie Britton, Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria is in it.
Yes.
And I recommend it. It ended. It kind of the show starts at the end and then it, you know, circles back.
Oh, I love a reverse.
The reverse. What is it? What's the thespian term for this? A reverse? Okay.
Oh, I have no freaking clue.
Like, don't clue me. Okay, well, it's a reverse, and it I recommend it. It's good. It's only 8 episodes, so if you have some time in between your busy schedule and New York life, check it out.
But Lydia, I don't have an HBO login.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just have to give you mine, but also don't hold me to that. But also, it might be worth investing in. They come out with show after show. Speaking of new shows, though, this just came to me. I didn't tell you, but I know you're gonna watch the new impeachment show that's gonna come out about Bill Clinton and Monica.
Oh, yes. Where that's on Hulu, right?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be Hulu. Right. It's FX on Hulu. Right, exactly. And like Sarah Paulson is playing Linda Tripp,
and Beanie Feldman is playing Monica Lewinsky. And honestly, they did a great job at making her look like they look pretty similar, I thought, in the way they did her hair and everything.
Yes. And I don't know if you saw that first trailer that's literally just her as Monica walking towards Bill Clinton's like the Oval Office. and it's just so like suspenseful. You know it's gonna be good because I think it's not American Horror, but American Crime Story. It's part of that series, so good.
And they always do a good job. They did the Versace murder, and then what was they did OJ.
Yes, OJ.
Oh, that was so good. I think
good.
I watched that all in one day. The OJ.
I bet you did. That should have been my fault. My rose is that fall TV shows are just everything.
You're right. Fall TV shows hit different. Although what I will say about the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton one is I listened to a podcast with Monica Lewinsky. She came on Dak Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast. This was like maybe a year ago or something. And that poor friggin' woman, and I wonder if she had any say in the TV show. Like, I don't know how much she wants her. Did she?
Let me stop you just because that was the one thing I forgot to add is that she is, I don't know if it's, no, I think she's an executive producer.
Yes, she produced it.
So this is all, she's like, hey,
right
about this. This is her story. Yeah.
This is, okay, I'm glad because I think looking at it through her lens or like at least a bit of her lens, dude, she couldn't get into any school in the US. She had to go to the UK for grad school because people rejected her so much because of her name, like if you go listen to that episode, it's super interesting, but also extremely depressing. You just like realize how everyone ate her alive. And then, yes, was there an impeachment trial for Bill Clinton after what happened? Yes, but it had ulterior motives. And I just feel like he got off a lot easier than she did. So.
It's true.
And she was so young.
Right.
Anyways, I'm so excited.
Talk about the position of power. Yeah.
I know.
But it's so exciting. You know it's going to be good. Yeah, she's an executive producer, so it's like she's going to tell her truth. And ooh, I'm so excited. Ooh.
Okay. Also, another show, 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu. I've only seen a trailer. Have you watched it?
Yes, I'm on the 3rd episode. They only have 3 episodes out right now, but yes, this one is also kind of mysterious, kind of dark. It stars Nicole Kidman, so we know we're going to get the quality acting. It's like a retreat that these people go on. Melissa McCarthy and other famous people go on this retreat. Yes. And basically Nicole Kidman is supposed to like change their whole life. They're all there for different reasons. And basically she has her own dark past and her methods of healing may not be what they seem, is what we're being told.
Ooh.
And right now it's just like, ooh, this is some dark. There's a lot of dark shit in the show, but it's also like you want to know more. And it's interesting so far. So those are my recommendations right now.
That sounds really good. I'm gonna have to start watching some of these. I'm gonna have to get your HBO login or find it illegally online. I didn't say that. Okay, let's talk about Britney. So I don't know exactly what you wanted to talk about with Britney, but what I will say is how much Britney Spears' Instagram has changed. She's posting all these new photos, and I'm like, yes, Britney. Literally. And I'm like, good for you, Britney. And I don't know. Yes, her father stepped down as conservator, but now it's like he's probably gonna just pick the next one. And I'll let you take that away because you probably know more info than I do.
Honestly, I don't even know what I wanted to talk about with it. I guess I wanted to just hear where you were at with it, and I got that just now. But right. So her father, Jamie Spears, stepped down as conservator or intends to, whatever. And I guess I'm happy. I'm very happy about that because anyone I'm hoping is better than him.
Right.
And I think we all understand that the pressure from her supporters and from the media has positively affected this new result. But I just, like you just said about her Instagram, I don't understand how her having the change, like she has her own lawyers now, which is great. But I don't understand the correlation between that and now her being able to post whatever she wants on Instagram, because I was under the impression that her lawyer, Jamie Spears, and whoever else are controlling her Instagram, made her look crazy this whole time, like posting all those videos. And I just don't understand. I'm still confused. Like, I wonder if it's still her or not. There's a lot of speculation that she's still not posting as herself. These are still calculated posts, which is an interesting take, right? I mean, yeah, like I said.
I mean, they definitely could be. I would say the captions are pretty targeted at her family now, though. So if she has a social media manager who's taking over, maybe now they are under Britney's instructions. So maybe she's still not running her account, but like she has some say over what's posted. But you're saying there's speculation that like someone's trying to give the impression that she has control again, even though she doesn't, so that people will like chill out and they'll be like, oh, look, she's free, even though she's not.
Right, exactly.
Oh, that's twisted.
I don't
Dang.
know.
I don't know. It's just so hard to know. This whole idea of conservatorship is so slimy and she's not the only celebrity. Like this is actually pretty common in the celebrity world. And I get if you're someone's family member and you're concerned about someone who is like a celebrity or, you know, has a lot of money and has a big following, like if you're concerned about their mental health or whatever, the idea of the conservatorship is they can't take care of themselves or their assets. So I will do it for you. But in Britney's case, like they royally fucked her over for a very long time.
Right. And I guess my last question about it to you is then like, do you see an end to this? Do you see her completely being free of any conservatorship and living her own life?
No. I would say I don't think anytime soon she's going to have like full control over her money and her assets. And I don't think she needs to have like total, I mean, yes, it's her money and everything. It's a lot of assets probably to take care of. Like she's always going to need like a financial advisor or someone, you know, like someone taking care of it. But I think at end of day, like maybe she'll get a conservatorship where they have less control. But I don't know if right now I see them completely, because in order for her to have the conservator of her father, didn't a judge already have to rule at that point in time that she was in need of that so that he could take over?
Right.
So there was a reason. It might have been a stupid as shit reason, but a judge saw it that way. So I guess I hope a judge will see it like, oh, she should be free. She should be in control of, you know, her money and her assets and her life. Like she should be able to get her freaking UTI taken out.
It's true.
IUT?
We would hope the UTI would come out. Yes. I didn't even think what you said was wrong. Right. Right.
I always do that. Why do I confuse IUTs?
It's only one letter off. We would hope the UTI comes out. We also would hope the IUD gets removed.
You know what I'm saying.
She's gonna get herself some Azo to get the UTI taken care of. And then
she goes to the gyno and they take the other one out.
Right.
Anyways, hashtag free Britney. I should stop talking now.
Exactly. Nope. You summed it up perfectly. I can't wait for the day where she has the new conservator and the new conservator comes. This is my pipe dream. The conservator comes out to the press conference outside of the courthouse and says, as Britney Spears' new conservator, I rule that she do whatever the fuck she wants. And that's the end of that.
Drops mic, walks off.
That's it. So, you know, LA County, whoever's in charge of this conservatorship, hit me up if Britney needs a new conservator that's fully an adult and obviously capable and didn't learn about her when she was like in diapers and sang her songs as a kid. Let me know. Anyway, that was that on that, Margot. I was just curious about your thoughts. What's next?
Well, let's discuss OnlyFans for a hot sec. So OnlyFans is banning porn starting in October 1st. And this just sits very poorly with me. Apparently they made this decision because of pressure from banks and their investors. But the whole platform caught traction because of porn. So I understand now they're trying to push it towards this idea that like kind of like Patreon, where you have a following and you make music or you make art or you're an actor or whatever. And this is the way your fans can engage with you on another level. But there are platforms that already exist for that. Like Patreon is probably the number one. Plenty of YouTube people use Patreon so you can get access to other videos and such. And I just think it's kind of fucked up because a lot of people have started making their livelihoods off of OnlyFans. And I guess they could try to go to like a porn website specifically, but I don't think it works the same. Instead, like where you get like subscribers per month and you get it paid a certain amount per month. And I think that it's really royally fucking over people. And I don't know, what are your thoughts, Lydia?
Well, my immediate thought is, isn't OnlyFans like for porn, like, or revealing pictures that are more than just bikini shots, you know, and like
Right.
videos? Like, I thought the whole point is to show everything on OnlyFans.
I mean, that's what the platform, that's how it exploded, was
Right.
because people used it that way. I don't know if that was the original intention of the app, but the freaking executives or the powers that be did not give a fuck about the pornography when that was what was blowing up their platform. So to now say, fuck you all, no more pornographic videos after October 1st, like, what are these people supposed to do who have started to depend on this as their income, because there isn't another site right now, I think, that fully supports porn in a subscriber manner.
Great point. And I think in the pandemic, especially, it probably got more
Mhm.
users and more people on there trying to make money. Yep. This feels kind of fishy to me. Like, this feels like there's some sort of outside source, whether it's like some sort of tech company or something, putting pressure on OnlyFans to make this decision, because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, OnlyFans,
Right.
it to me is a place for porn. It's a place to be naked. So I don't
Right.
it's a place. If you like being naked and you want attention, go to OnlyFans. When Instagram tells you no,
OnlyFans tells you yes.
until October 1st. But yeah, I don't quite understand. That's a very shocking revelation that you've just announced. That I'm sure people are fucking stressed.
And I think they're going to lose a lot of money when October 1st rolls around, and maybe they're going to try to rebrand it as the like Patreon. But what I will read you is a tweet that I saw about it that I thought was pretty accurate and pretty funny. And the tweet says, OnlyFans banning porn is like LinkedIn banning obnoxious humble brags.
Literally.
Because we all know that LinkedIn
So
is
excited, so
literally-
honored to be in this new opportunity, this new position. I'm so excited to take my skills and talents to T-Row, to Apple. I'm so excited for Google for this internship. I'm just so excited. I'm so happy for the opportunity. Thank you, Jane Doe, for all of your support and getting me to this point. Hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag internship 2021.
Lydia, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to write one of those for my new internship.
Did I just like lose any viewers that we had by roasting? It's true. That's what LinkedIn is for. I don't know why I'm being petty.
No. We better roast it because it's ridiculous. It's just another social media platform. We like to say, oh, it's networking. It's networking. Okay, yeah, it's really just a place for you to say, oh, I'm so excited to announce I got a new job at JP Morgan and I'm going to be making a fuck ton more than you losers. So suck my dick. Alas.
Yup. Accurate. Where's the lie? Yeah.
Well, those are all of our topics today.
Oh wow. Look at us. I'm just, and that's pretty good. I feel like we're like right around an hour, if not maybe right above. But
I lost track of time because of this thing, so I couldn't.
What is
tell
that?
you.
An IPA?
It's an EPA. It's Lagunitas.
That sounds fancy.
It's definitely not.
Get me into beer. I've been saying I want to drink beer, but
I like IPAs.
okay.
They're pretty high percentage. Well, so if you get like a regular beer, you're usually gonna get like 4 or 5%. IPAs go up to 9%, although the 9% ones are like they're bitter. But I like a fresh IPA, a little fruity. I like the ones that kind of have like a little fruity taste. And it just feels like in the summer, it's very refreshing. I like to drink it on a hot summer's day because I'm kind of over like White Claws and seltzers. I don't know.
I gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna try that one. Could you hold it up again so I can reference it?
Certainly so. Lagunitas. You'll know it because it has this little dog icon.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will try that one. Well, then, if we just move right along there, we just might as well go to our quote of the day. And why don't I start? Why don't I start us off? My quote of the day is throwing it back a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got a little preview of yours and it made me smile. But anyway, mine is throwing it back to our episode with the lovely Ariana Davis, author, Oprah Mag extraordinaire. And it just resonated with me lately. And it says, it's from her book, What Would Frida Do? A Guide to Living Boldly. It's from the style chapter, to be specific. It says, every morning we have the power to choose how we present ourselves, not just to the world, but to ourselves.
I love that. That is so sweet.
Take that with you to New York.
I'm going to need to, because you know the expectations there about fashion and the way you look are like freaking absurd. So I'm going to present myself to the world the way that I present myself to myself, which is in sweatpants with acne on my forehead.
Love it.
My quote is by John Steinbeck, and it is, but there is one thing about it. Once you have lived in New York and it has become your home, no place else is good enough.
Whoa. Mic drop. Miss New York. You are on your way. Wow. Not even Paris, though. I mean, you're literally from France. So
I know. I mean, I think that's like a bit of an elitist quote, let's be real. But I liked the overall sentiment that, you know, New York is a very special place. And I hope it does not spit me out.
You know what? Guess what? At least you're being swallowed up in it, and you're never going to regret going and shooting your shot and taking that leap. I'm so excited. Can't wait to visit. Can't wait to pod from New York. And good luck. I know I'm sure I'll talk to you before then, but just like I was telling you before, take it all in, soak up every moment and enjoy. And this is what life is about. And I'm so excited for you. Love you, Lynn. Love you more. Peace. Jinx.
And that's the show. Stalk us on Instagram at popoffsis.podcast and check out our Pop Off Sis YouTube channel.
We'll see you next time.
Pop off, sis.